Hey there, and thanks for listening in today. My name is Bob McGurty, the Rickshaw Journey guy, and love for you to come and hear me share stories. Would love for you to get on our email journey, which is you can just send an email, bob@rickshawjourney.com. Check out our website, rickshawjourney.com. Today's conversation, if you'll remember a few weeks ago, I talked about why Calcutta Mercy exists. That's the organization I serve as the chairman and president of. And I talked about what it does and why it exists. But today, I want to personalize it. So I don't want to talk about the organization, but I want to talk about my connection to the organization. So before I talk about why Calcutta exists, and today I want to talk about why I'm a part of it and why I believe in it. And I'm really going to circle in on three specific topics. Number one is change lives or transformation. Number two is great partners, the organization that we work with. And then number three is the deep call. So I want to talk about these three things. And then what I'm going to do is towards the end, I'm going to shift from my belief in Calcutta Mercy to hopefully challenging you and what you believe in, whether that's Calcutta Mercy or something entirely different, doesn't matter, because the Rickshaw Journey guy, rickshawjourney.com, and what I'm trying to do is just help you in your journey. So I'm talking about my rickshaw and where I'm going, but I hope you get on your rickshaw and I help you to go where you're going. So three things of why I believe in Calcutta Mercy. So the first one is change lives, and it's transformation. It's people being changed. What I love about Calcutta Mercy and our mission, feed, educate, medically assist, is that we help people. Sometimes people who can't help themselves. Sometimes people who have had statements about themselves or their lives, and people said, "You're no good. You're worthless. You'll never amount to anything. This is your karma. This is your lot. This is where you're going to be in life." And we can step in and just help that. So food is one of the great examples, the feeding part. The nutrition, especially in children, especially under 5 years old, it literally impacts the ability to learn, the brain's ability to develop. And so when we give food, we're making a change. Probably one of the most tangible areas of change lives is in the hospital, and the I've been a part of the hospital in Calcutta Mercy for many years. I've served on the board going back as far as 2001. But traveling to India, whether I was next door in Bangladesh or now living in the US and going to India, and being able to sit beside the bed and just hear stories. I remember one in the early days, somewhere around 2000, 2001. And at that point, we had one of, if not the only, neonatal intensive care unit certified by the state of West Bengal, India, at that time for 85 million people. But um, we had helped this baby, and so what had happened, the father and mom had traveled, and the baby was days old, and every hospital turned them down, and we say, hey, no guarantees, we'll do what we can. And literally that baby's life was saved. And it was a few months later that young man came in, and just tears, and in the Bengali language just said, I brought you a dead baby and you gave me a daughter. And I remember just sitting there going, really? And just having doubts and just wondering if someone had just put those words, or he was just saying something to get help. And he proceeded, and he came over and touched our feet, which is just a sign of respect and honor. But he didn't need to come back. His daughter was well. He didn't need to talk to us, but his life had been changed because, in his words, he brought us a dead baby and we gave him a daughter. Powerful. Remember one time meeting a young girl about 16 years old, full body cast, and had a word of prayer with her. And her father was there at the time that I prayed, sitting beside her. And it was close to a year later, at least 6 months, maybe 8 or 9 months later, and I'm in Newmarket, huge market, and and she came running up. Now, remember, the last time I saw her, she was in a full body cast in a bed, and and she said, "You prayed, and you prayed the name of Jesus," and I had to. I wasn't remembering. She recognized me in Newmarket. I did not recognize her. Well, two things: as looking like I look in India, she was more likely to recognize me than I was her. But secondly, when I saw her, she was in a full body cast, so I really hardly even knew what she looked like, except her face and her eyes. And she said, "You prayed in the name of Jesus, and the doctors were good, but Jesus healed me." And again, that's the spiritual side, but without the medical side, without the ability to tend to that, we didn't have the opportunity for the spiritual side. I believe in Calcutta Mercy because it changes lives. I remember a man had come into our hospital, Muslim man, in full Islamic clothing, the beard, white prayer cap, and he had an entourage, with him of quite a few people, and definitely it was clear that he was not only a clerical, imam of the Islamic religion, but he also was an affluent man, and I could tell that he was grieving. And I just prayed a simple prayer in Bangla, more like a statement of peace and blessing to him. Caught his eye. We talked for a little bit, and he met me one on one, separate from the people that were with him, and told me that his mother had just passed away, and he asked me if I would go with him as he paid respects to the loss of his mom. And, so I was in the room with his mother's dead body and him. There was nobody else there. And he wept, and we held each other. And I thought, again, where would I have gotten that opportunity? What imam in the world would come to me at that most deep and dark and lonely moment? I believe in Calcutta Mercy because there's changed lives, and you get that opportunity. And I'm just this guy that shows up every now and again. Those opportunities happen day in and day out, and I get to be a part of that. My challenge is when I stay home and I'm doing the admin and I'm raising money and I'm asking people to come alongside and support. Um, because that's the challenge and that's the hard work, but I get to see the fruit. And so sometimes I come back home and I tell those people, maybe that's you who watching this, that your finances, your prayers, your giving, your partnership makes all the difference. But I believe in this because I get to see the change lives. So that's the first one: change lives or transformation. When people are changed by the power of God, by helping with food, with education. And we could talk so much about the education and traveling around India and even in Bangladesh and meeting people who are graduates of our school, and their lives have been changed and they're successful and they're doing great things because they were educated, and that education was taken care of through Calcutta Mercy, not for everyone, but for many. So I believe in Calcutta Mercy because of changed lives. The second one are partners. And the great thing about Calcutta Mercy is we get to choose our partners. And our partners, very simply, is the Assemblies of God Church. We work exclusively with the Assemblies of God Church. If we help another organization, it's not permanent and it's not ongoing. And it's because our Assembly of God partners said, "Hey, this is someone we trust. Would you help them? Would you work with them?" And so we have that high level of trust, and we get to pick. We don't just automatically choose everyone, but we get to pick who we work with, and we trust them, of people of high caliber and integrity and work ethic. And we know that the work is being taken care of in the right way. We visit, we get checkups, we get reports, we get feedback, we get testimonial video written, etc. And we get to go and see the work firsthand, but that trusted partnership. So why do I believe in Calcutta Mercy? We trust the people we work with. We often get interpreted as we own, like we own schools, we own a hospital, we own feeding programs. We don't own them. We're really we're really the transitional people. We tell the story, we receive funding, and we go and we give it to those people that we trust. We do verify. We go and see things, but so the second reason I believe in Calcutta Mercy, not only the change lives, the first thing, but also the trusted partners that we have. The third one, and this is where it gets a little more personal, and after this I'll transition to asking you a few questions, is it's a deep call in my life. And March 30th, 1984, at a motel, I think it was called Ambassador Motel, room number 6 in Grand Forks, North Dakota, in the middle of the night, God spoke the word Bangla to my heart and spirit. Was it an audible voice? No. Would it have been more clear if it was? No. But I have a deep call to Bangla, to the Bengali people. That included years of living and serving in Bangladesh. And for the last nearly 8 years, that's included the Bengali people of Calcutta. Calcutta Mercy is not restricted to Calcutta or even to West Bengal, but we are also in Delhi, we're in Jaipur, we're in other areas nearby to West Bengal, but most entirely, I believe, across North India. But it's a deep personal call. The Lord spoke things to me many years ago, and I still get to be a part of it. So you put all three of those things together. That's why I'm at Calcutta Mercy. Is as we said earlier, I talk about why Calcutta Mercy exists, but why do I exist in Calcutta Mercy? Why am I a part of this? Because I believe in change lives, and I get to experience it. I get the testimonies. I get to see people, pray with them, encourage them, see the change lives. So change lives, great trusted partners, and it fulfills the deep call in my life. And if I can just transition this to you for a moment as we wrap up, can I talk about your life? And I ask you, um, what do you get to do in your life that creates change lives? Do you get to choose those that you work with? And last of all, is it fulfilling a deeper call in your life? I'm also a Rotarian, and that might be an interesting topic for the future. I serve as president of our local Rotary Club, and I love it. But we experience change lives there. We have a program called a bed in a book, and we go into places, and we just have this belief system that in our county, and it extends beyond there, but in our county, that no child should have to sleep on a floor. They should have their own bed. It should be a safe place, and they get a book. And I've been in some pretty interesting places in Winston-Salem, and I experienced changed life in that. But what do you do or get to do that experiences changed lives? And it will change your life to change someone else's life, make a difference, and help people. And then the trusted partners. And again, in the Rotary model, the organization, a bed and a book, and the leader behind that, we get to choose. And it's important that you trust the people that you give to, and that you invest in, and that you work with. So be a part of changing lives, work with trusted partners, and fulfill the deeper call in your life. And I wrap up saying this: it's important that that we have a sense of call, that we find our voice, we be our voice, we influence our voice, we fulfill that, and it's great when that ends up changing lives, and you get to choose the partners that you work with. So I believe in Calcutta Mercy. Welcome to visit it, calcuttamercy.org, CALCUTTA Mercy, calcuttamercy.org. And you can sponsor a child, you can help feed and educate and medically assist. Thank you for letting me share today about why I believe in Calcutta Mercy. I get to see changed lives. I get to work with trusted partners, and it's just so great to be able to fulfill my deeper call. And I hope you get to fulfill yours in what you do. Feel free to reach out to me, bob@rickshawjourney.com. Visit our website, rickshawjourney.com. Get our weekly emails. Love to have you be a part of the Rickshaw Journey, so that your rickshaw can take you on your journey to where you need to be. Take care, and thanks for listening today.